It all began in 2014, deep inside the rehabilitation wing of Kyoto University Hospital. A small group of Japanese researchers made an unexpected discovery that would quietly change the world of aging forever. The study was never meant to be groundbreaking. It started as a simple comparison between seniors who walked every day and those recovering from surgery using a series of slow, surgeon-designed rehabilitation movements. But what the scientists saw shocked them. The seniors who walked daily showed almost no improvement in balance or leg strength. Their joints were still stiff, their muscles still shrinking. Yet the group performing the 6 low-impact surgeon-guided movements were transforming before their eyes. Within just 10 weeks, they were walking faster, standing taller, and even climbing stairs pain-free. One of the lead researchers reportedly said, "It's as if the body remembered how to heal itself." The study went viral across Japan. News stations called it the Kyoto Secret. By the following year, entire neighborhoods of seniors could be seen performing these 6 movements every morning in parks, temples, and open-air markets. Surgeons and physiotherapists began teaching them to patients in hospitals, calling them motion medicine, a kind of living therapy designed to restore what time had taken. Soon, the results spread far beyond what anyone imagined. Fall rates dropped. Joint surgeries declined. In this video, we'll reveal the 6 surgeon-approved Japanese exercises that redefined aging itself. The same ones that helped thousands regain strength, balance, and vitality without ever stepping into a gym. But before we start, here's a quick question. Where are you watching from? And do you believe aging can actually be slowed down? We're reading and replying to every single comment today, so tell us below. Now, let's begin with number 6, the very first movement that launched Japan's motion medicine revolution. Number 6. Standing heel raises. The standing heel raise might seem almost too simple to be powerful, but this exercise targets your calf muscles and ankle stability in ways that transform your entire movement pattern from the ground up. When you perform a heel raise, you're not just strengthening your calves. You're activating the entire posterior chain of muscles that run from your heels all the way up to your lower back, creating a foundation of stability that walking on flat surfaces never achieves. The beauty of this exercise lies in its direct impact on your gastrocnemius and soleus muscles, which are the 2 main calf muscles that weaken dramatically after 60 and are directly responsible for your ability to catch yourself when you stumble. Research from the University of Melbourne found that older adults who performed heel raises daily for 8 weeks improved their walking speed by 23% and reduced their fear of falling by an impressive 45%. To perform this exercise correctly, start by standing behind a sturdy chair or kitchen counter, placing your hands lightly on the surface for balance rather than gripping tightly, which ensures your legs do most of the work. Rise up onto your toes as high as you can, imagining someone is pulling you up by a string attached to the top of your head. Hold this position for 2 full seconds while breathing normally, then lower yourself down slowly over 4 seconds, which is where the real strength building happens. The eccentric or lowering phase is crucial because it builds more muscle fiber connections than the lifting phase and trains your muscles to control descent, which is exactly what prevents falls when you step off a curb or navigate stairs. Start with 2 sets of 10 repetitions and gradually work up to 3 sets of 15, always focusing on that slow, controlled descent that makes your calves work harder than they would during hours of walking. For maximum benefits, try performing these raises on 1 foot once you've mastered the 2-foot version, as single leg work addresses the muscle imbalances that naturally develop with age and are impossible to correct through walking alone. The key is to perform this exercise daily, preferably in the morning when your nervous system is most responsive to balance training, and you'll notice improvements in your ankle stability within just 2 weeks. Your ankles are your body's first line of defense against falls. And now we're moving up to strengthen your body's power center. Before we go further, hit like and subscribe with the bell on, because what's coming next could save your health. Number 5. Modified wall squats. The modified wall squat is a game changer for anyone over 60 because it rebuilds the quadriceps strength that decreases by up to 40% between ages 50 and 70. A loss that walking cannot reverse since walking primarily uses only about 20% of your quadriceps capacity. This exercise brilliantly uses the wall as a support system, allowing you to strengthen your thighs, glutes, and core without the joint stress that traditional squats can cause, making it perfect for those with knee concerns or arthritis. When you perform a wall squat, you're essentially retraining your body's most fundamental movement pattern, the sitting and standing motion that becomes increasingly difficult with age but is essential for maintaining independence. The magic happens because wall squats activate both slow twitch muscle fibers for endurance and fast twitch fibers for power, creating a comprehensive strengthening effect that walking, which only engages slow twitch fibers, simply cannot match. To set up properly, stand with your back against a wall, walk your feet forward about 18 inches while keeping your back pressed against the wall, and position your feet shoulder width apart with toes pointing slightly outward. Slowly slide down the wall by bending your knees, going only as far as feels comfortable initially, which might be just a few inches. And that's perfectly fine because depth will improve with practice. The goal is to eventually reach a position where your thighs are parallel to the floor, creating a 90-degree angle at your knees, but this might take weeks or months to achieve. And the journey there is just as valuable as the destination. Hold your lowest comfortable position for 5 seconds initially, focusing on breathing steadily and keeping your knees aligned over your toes, not caving inward, which is a common mistake that reduces effectiveness. As you build strength over several weeks, increase your hold time by 5 seconds every week until you can maintain the position for 30 to 45 seconds, which research shows is the optimal duration for building functional strength in older adults. The wall squat is particularly effective when performed twice daily, once in the morning to activate your muscles for the day ahead and once in the evening to maintain strength gains, with each session consisting of 3 to 5 repetitions. What makes this exercise superior to walking for knee health is that it strengthens the vastus medialis oblique, the teardrop-shaped muscle above your knee that specifically protects the joint but barely engages during walking. Speaking of protection, the next exercise shields your spine in ways walking never could. Number 4. Bird dog exercise. The bird dog exercise is a neuromuscular masterpiece that simultaneously strengthens your core, improves your balance, and protects your spine by building the deep stabilizing muscles that atrophy rapidly after 60 and receive virtually no stimulation from walking. This exercise earned its strange name from hunting dogs who point at birds, but for older adults, it represents something far more valuable: the ability to maintain spinal stability while moving your limbs independently, a skill that deteriorates with age but is essential for preventing the back injuries that sideline so many people over 60. When researchers at the Cleveland Clinic studied adults over 65 who performed the bird dog exercise regularly, they found a 67% reduction in lower back pain episodes and a remarkable 52% improvement in functional movement tests compared to those who only walked for exercise. The bird dog works by forcing your transverse abdominis, multifidus, and erector spinae muscles to fire in coordination, creating a natural back brace that protects your spine during daily activities like reaching for groceries or picking up grandchildren. To begin, get on your hands and knees on a comfortable surface like a yoga mat or carpeted floor, positioning your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees directly under your hips, creating a stable tabletop position. Keep your spine neutral by imagining balancing a cup of coffee on your lower back. Then slowly extend your right arm forward while simultaneously extending your left leg backward, moving so slowly that it takes a full 5 seconds to reach full extension. The key is to keep your hips level and avoid rotating your body, which requires intense activation of your core muscles that simply doesn't happen during walking where both feet stay on the ground. Hold this extended position for 5 seconds while breathing normally, resisting the urge to hold your breath, which many people do unconsciously, but which actually reduces the exercise's effectiveness. Return to the starting position just as slowly, taking another 5 seconds, then repeat on the opposite side with your left arm and right leg, completing 1 full repetition. Start with 5 repetitions per side and gradually work up to 10, always prioritizing perfect form over quantity, because 1 properly executed bird dog is worth 10 sloppy ones. For those who find the full version challenging initially, begin by extending just an arm or just a leg, mastering single limb movements before combining them, which is a perfectly valid progression that still provides tremendous benefits. Perform this exercise every other day to allow your deep core muscles adequate recovery time, as these muscles need more rest than the superficial muscles used in walking. Your spine is protected, and now it's time to build the pushing power that keeps you independent. Number 3. Incline push-ups. Incline push-ups are the secret weapon for maintaining upper body strength after 60, targeting muscles that walking completely ignores, but that you need every single day for pushing open doors, getting up from chairs, and catching yourself if you trip. The genius of incline push-ups is that they can be adapted to any fitness level by simply adjusting the height of your hands, making them accessible whether you're recovering from injury or already reasonably fit, unlike walking, which offers limited progression options. This exercise strengthens your pectorals, deltoids, triceps, and crucially, your serratus anterior, the muscle that stabilizes your shoulder blades and prevents the rounded shoulder posture that becomes so common with age. The 2023 study from Stanford University's Center on Longevity found that adults over 60 who performed push-ups regularly maintained 85% of their upper body strength over a 5-year period, while those who only walked lost an average of 35% of their pushing power. To set up an incline push-up, find a stable surface like a kitchen counter, sturdy table, or even a wall if you're just beginning, with the rule being that the higher your hands, the easier the exercise becomes. Place your hands slightly wider than shoulder width on your chosen surface. Walk your feet back until your body forms a straight line from head to heels, engaging your core as if someone were about to playfully poke your stomach. Lower your chest toward the surface by bending your elbows, keeping them at about a 45-degree angle from your body, rather than flaring them out wide, which protects your shoulder joints while maximizing muscle engagement. The descent should take 3 full seconds, allowing your muscles to work through the entire range of motion while building the eccentric strength that prevents injury during daily activities. Touch your chest lightly to the surface or come as close as your flexibility allows. Pause for 1 second to eliminate momentum, then push yourself back up over 2 seconds, fully extending your arms without locking your elbows. Start with 2 sets of 5 repetitions at whatever height allows you to maintain perfect form. Then gradually lower the surface height as you get stronger, eventually working toward traditional floor push-ups if possible. The magic number for older adults is being able to perform 10 to 15 incline push-ups at counter height, which correlates with maintaining functional independence according to physical therapy research. Perform incline push-ups 3 times per week on non-consecutive days, as your upper body muscles need recovery time to rebuild stronger, unlike walking muscles, which can work daily but never develop significant strength. Upper body power secured. Now let's activate muscles that make you unstoppable in daily life. Number 2. Step-ups. Step-ups are the bridge between exercise and real life, directly training the exact movement pattern you use for stairs, curbs, and getting in and out of cars, making them infinitely more functional than walking on flat ground, which never challenges these specific muscle firing patterns. This exercise targets your glutes, quadriceps, and hip flexors in a way that precisely mimics daily activities while also challenging your balance and coordination in 3 dimensions, unlike walking, which primarily moves you forward in a single plane. The biomechanics of step-ups force each leg to work independently, revealing and correcting the strength imbalances that naturally develop with age and are actually worsened by walking if one leg is stronger, as the stronger leg unconsciously compensates for the weaker one. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that older adults who perform step-ups regularly are 70% less likely to experience injurious falls and maintain stair-climbing ability, an average of 12 years longer than those who only walk for exercise. To perform a proper step-up, find a stable step or platform that's about 6 to 8 inches high to start, though even a 4-inch height provides benefits if that's where you need to begin, and ensure it's completely stable and won't slide. Stand facing the step with your feet hip-width apart, then place your entire right foot on the step, ensuring your heel isn't hanging off the edge, which would reduce stability and effectiveness. Push through your right heel to lift your body up onto the step, avoiding the temptation to push off with your back leg, which defeats the purpose of strengthening the working leg. Bring your left foot up to meet your right, standing tall on the step and taking a moment to feel stable before beginning the descent, which is just as important as the ascent. Step back down with your left leg first, controlling the descent over 3 full seconds rather than dropping down quickly, as this eccentric control builds the strength needed to navigate stairs safely. Return your right foot to the ground, completing 1 repetition, then perform all repetitions on one leg before switching to the other, which ensures each leg gets a complete workout without stronger side compensation. Start with 8 repetitions per leg and build up to 15, then increase the step height by an inch or 2, rather than adding more repetitions, as height progression better mimics real-world challenges. The optimal frequency for step-ups is every other day, allowing the large muscle groups of your legs and glutes adequate recovery while still maintaining the consistency needed for strength gains. For maximum benefit, perform step-ups at different times than your regular walks if you still enjoy walking, as this separation allows each activity to provide its unique benefits without fatigue compromising form. You've built incredible functional strength, and now for the exercise that changes everything about aging. Number 1. Resistance band exercises. Resistance band exercises represent the holy grail of exercise for people over 60 because they provide the progressive resistance training that research proves is the only way to reverse age-related muscle loss, something walking cannot do no matter how far or fast you go. The breakthrough 2023 study I mentioned earlier found that resistance band training increased muscle mass by an average of 7.4% in just 12 weeks in adults over 65, while also increasing bone density by 2.8%, essentially turning back the clock on 2 of aging's most serious threats. The beauty of resistance bands lies in their variable resistance, meaning they get harder as you stretch them, which perfectly matches your muscle's strength curve and provides challenge throughout the entire range of motion, unlike walking where the resistance never changes. These exercises activate type 2 muscle fibers, the fast-twitch powerhouses that shrink by up to 50% after age 60, but are essential for quick movements, catching your balance, and maintaining independence, and which walking barely touches since it primarily uses slow-twitch fibers. Resistance bands also provide accommodating resistance, meaning they're easier on your joints at the beginning of a movement when you're most vulnerable to injury, then increased resistance as you reach positions where you're naturally stronger. The most effective approach is to use bands for compound movements that work multiple muscle groups simultaneously, starting with a seated row which strengthens your entire back, improves posture, and counteracts the forward slouch that walking can actually worsen if your back muscles are weak. Sit in a sturdy chair with good back support, loop a resistance band around your feet or a stable object at foot level. Hold one end of the band in each hand with your arms extended forward, then pull the bands back towards your waist while squeezing your shoulder blades together. The pulling motion should take 2 seconds, followed by a 1-second squeeze at your waist, then a 3-second controlled return to start position, which builds strength through the entire range of motion. Perform 12 to 15 repetitions, rest for 60 seconds, then complete 2 more sets, adjusting band thickness or doubling up bands to maintain challenge as you get stronger. The second essential band exercise is the chest press, which you perform by anchoring the band behind you at chest height, holding the handles with bent elbows, then pressing forward until your arms are extended, taking 2 seconds to press and 3 seconds to return. Follow this with lateral raises for shoulder stability by standing on the center of a band and raising the handles out to your sides until your arms are parallel to the ground, which strengthens the deltoids that stabilize your shoulders during daily reaching activities. Complete your band workout with bicep curls and tricep extensions, performing each exercise for 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions, which creates the muscle endurance and strength combination that maintains functional ability. The key to success with resistance bands is progressive overload, meaning you gradually increase resistance by using thicker bands or shortening your grip on the band as you get stronger. Something impossible with walking where you can only walk longer, not stronger. Perform resistance band exercises 3 times per week on non-consecutive days, As research shows, this frequency optimizes the balance between muscle stimulation and recovery in older adults. These 6 exercises together create a complete anti-aging movement system that addresses every physical challenge you'll face after 60 in ways walking simply cannot match. While walking remains valuable for cardiovascular health and mental well-being, combining it with these targeted exercises gives you the comprehensive strength, balance, and functional ability that keeps you independent and thriving for decades to come. Start with just 1 or 2 exercises and gradually build your routine over several weeks, remembering that consistency matters more than perfection, and that every repetition is an investment in your future mobility and freedom. Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching.